Atamaskatu adventurers, greetings. I'm Todd Lyons, if you don't already know. Maybe we're only meeting for the first time today, I don't know. It's been about 4 months since I made a video, and for those of you that read the community tab or to keep appraised of what I'm up to, at that time, I was having some health issues, and I just needed to get away from the channel for a little while, also to work on my third book. Third book? So, for those who don't know, Chrysogon's Coterie, which is this one here, it's a book. It's a book of NPCs, ones that came out of my personal experiences. I used to work in social work. I am a registered social worker still, but I don't practice in the field currently. And but just as a person with a lot of experiences and who's met, so many people in my personal life and my professional life. Yeah, there's no client data. there's no terrible secrets shared in the book, but I will say that my experiences influenced the types of characters that I put in the book. And also the fact that these characters, many of them know each other. So it's not just a bunch of random people that are disconnected in space and time, whereas a group of people that have relationships. They are colleagues, they are friends, sometimes they're family, sometimes they're bitter enemies. Anyway, and I will say also that many of the ones in the book are also aspects of my own character, both good and bad. So, yeah. I do pick up my own book and read it sometimes, just because it brings me right back to the emotional state that I was in when I wrote the book. Because I'll say it was very cathartic at the time to just take a bunch of feelings that had been inside of me for decades and to try to express them in a way that was positive, but also to make something for myself, but also for the world to share. And it's been well received. So on my left is the book I wrote, my first one, and on the right is the basic fantasy role playing game core rules book by Chris Gonnerman and contributors, because it's a wonderful open source project that is an adaptation of 1981 basic edition and expert edition Dungeons and Dragons in an open source format. We share everything. All of the original documents that we used to make these books are available for download from the website. So theoretically, as long as you respect the Creative Commons license, you could take this book, download the original stuff and the fonts. Make sure to grab the fonts, or it won't render correctly in your word processor. And you could make whatever adaptations, modifications to this to make it into the game that you want to make. Or, much easier, just buy the book. They're sold cheap, basically at cost to print. So you don't have to feel bad if you have a nice hardcover, like I have on the right, but also decide to get just a soft cover that you use as your workbook, and you make modifications, notes in the margin, crossing things out. Anyway. But when we switched to the fourth edition, which is the first Creative Commons version, the design of the book was changed to have this wraparound crenellation, which a lot of people think is amazing. People love it. I do like the fact that it I don't know, from the side, it adds a little bit of character to the book. But there's something about my psychology that just really doesn't like how it makes it imbalanced. And one of the things, I don't know if you can tell just how much of a space there is here. I had to put those stickers in there because it was driving me snaky to see just that big empty hole there. So that's how I managed that. At least until Chris did this. And he made an alternate cover of the book, which has the closed border, which is reminiscent of the third edition and earlier series, although he's opened it up, like you can see through it. Whereas in the previous versions, it was like this. It was just a closed, a colored border. I thought that was beautiful, and I told him so. And him being such such an amazing guy, project leader and publisher, he gave me this. So an alternate cover of my own book there with the closed crenellation on the front. And when you flip it over to the back, it's hard to do with one hand. Same thing, same thing. So I, as far as I know, it's only just these two titles right now that have that closed version. I don't know what Chris's motivation was. I know that he heard me and other people sort of complain about how the imbalancedness, I guess, of the open crenellation or the wraparound crenellation kind of drove our little brains a little snaky. Yeah. I don't know a better word. I'm calling myself that. You can substitute the word of your choice. But yeah, if you search for either of these titles, the Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game 4th Edition or Chrysogon's Coterie, there's no edition. It's all of our books are meant to be compatible for any version of the game. You can search for the alternate cover. If you're like me, I got this one first, and I would keep it because it's a first printing. Even has some mistakes in it that were corrected for later versions of this and for this. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a shout out to Chris as a great project manager, and just to let you know that, yeah, if you're a collector or if you like things to be sort of balanced and symmetric, there's options now. So, yeah. Visit us at basicfantasy.org to download stuff for free. Everything's available for free in PDF format, including covers for these things, which you can print and bind your own books at home, which is what I do. I have a comb binder. It's awesome. And but it's totally well worth it to purchase these at cost and just have them, because there's something about having a physical book in your lap that's just so immensely satisfying. Anyway, Kikachi na nas komit na. Thank you. I am grateful for you. Until next time.